Some of you feel like procrastination has killed your dream, and that's not the reality. Just because it's delayed does not mean it's not on its way. So if you've taken a break or you've taken a pause and you feel stuck because you're not sure where to step next, this one's for you. You're not lazy, you're just out of rhythm. And this one, we're gonna help you to get a reset. Let's go ahead and get to it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Success Spectrum Podcast. I'm your host, Kadeem McLean, and today I want to talk to you people who are sitting there thinking to yourselves, why did I pause? Why did I take a break? And can I really get this thing going again? And I want to tell you the answer is yes. Because again, you're not lazy, you're just out of rhythm, and we're going to help you to get a reset. One of the reasons why we might stop and hesitate or take a pause or a break is because we lack clarity. We don't know exactly where we're headed. We don't know exactly why we're doing this thing or if this thing really falls in alignment with our passion. So that lack of clarity, of course, leads to us overthinking. And that overthinking is deadly and dangerous. If you haven't listened to my previous episode on overthinking, go ahead and listen to that because it is dangerous. Sometimes life happens. We get a curveball thrown our way and we swing and we miss. But here's the thing, you're still at bat. The only difference I would say between, let's say, life and baseball, to make an analogy or try to make an analogy here, is in life, you get an unlimited number of at-bats. In baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. But in life, you're still here. You're still standing. The game isn't over. You can continue going and continue to try to hit that ball because many opportunities come your way. You have an opportunity right now. You can stop listening to this and you can go work on your business. You can stop listening to this and you can go do that thing you have been procrastinating on. At any moment, you can schedule out some time, an hour, 30 minutes to get back on track. So yes, life may have happened. Yes, we might be overthinking. Yes, we may lack the clarity, but we can now do what we need to do to pause and to think through logically why we need to get going. But instead of thinking, maybe we just need to start taking action. And again, we're going to talk about that a little bit here today, but the guilt of that pause makes it more difficult to start again, right? Newton's law. An object in motion will stay in motion unless acted on by unbalanced or outside force. So yes, you may be at a standstill and it might feel difficult to get going, but you can do it. It's happened to me many times in my life, so I'm speaking from experience, but you can get it done. And we're going to help you to do that in this episode. Let's talk about Morgan Freeman quickly because he took a long pause in his career. Publicly, let's say, right? He only started really, getting on the acting scene, let's say, a big breakout role, Driving Miss Daisy, right? He was in his 50s, if I'm not mistaken. However, to the world, it looked like a pause, right? But he was behind the scenes working on his craft. He was doing small TV roles or small, stage TV roles and different roles here and there that were kind of behind the scenes, if you will. Not a big role like he had in Driving Miss Daisy. Until in his 50s, he got that role. So right now, whatever you're doing or we're doing or planning to do, to the world, it might look like you took a pause, but you can be behind the scenes working on your craft and you can start doing it now. So that can lead to your breakout role, but you have to start. Sitting there thinking about it, it's not going to get you anywhere. We have to take action. We have to move. We have to take a step because every little step adds up. Every step adds up. Again, the old, I believe, Chinese proverb, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Not with a single thought per se, but with a single step. You have to move. Yes, originally you had the thought, but now you move. You don't need to have 50,000 thoughts. Just take action, start moving. The reason we need to start moving is because momentum, again, we need to build it back up. So this rebuilding we're talking about, because right now you might feel stuck, you might be at a standstill, you might have taken a pause or a break. Rebuilding starts with micro wins. We need to get micro wins so we can build that confidence again and get over this overthinking of it's too late. I've paused for too long. I cannot start that thing up. I'm not going to go back to it. It won't work. Kill all that. Forget it. Because you just need to start getting micro wins. If you stop going to the gym for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, however many months, guess what you can do? You can start going on a walk. You don't have to make it to the gym yet, but you can start going on a walk. You can start drinking water. And if you go on a walk every day, eventually, within a span of weeks, I'd say, you're going to say, okay, I'm building up momentum. I'm getting back into this thing. Let me go to the gym now, right? You're getting those micro wins by drinking more water, by saying no to those sugary drinks, by going on those walks. And that's going to help you to build the momentum, the energy, the self-esteem, if you will, the confidence to then go to the gym again. But it all started with those little micro wins. So those micro wins are important. And what I'd like you to do is utilize let's call it the 3-day rule. Utilize the 3-day rule where you just take consistent action for the next 3 days on whatever it is that you need to do to start building that thing up again, to start back on that habit, that goal that you have, that vision, that business, whatever it might be for you. Set 3 days, starting today, starting tomorrow, not Tuesday, not Wednesday. No, this today or tomorrow, whichever one, because today's a Sunday, or rather today's a Wednesday. I'm recording on a Sunday, but start today or start tomorrow, depending on whenever you're listening to this, and commit to these actions, whatever they are. But again, the MVT, the minimal viable task, something you know you can do, maybe not with extreme ease, but you might have to push yourself a tiny bit. Whatever it is, you know you can get it done. Set that MVT for the next 3 days and get it done, because that is going to help you to build that momentum and to build that confidence back in yourself that you can really do this thing. You can achieve this goal. You can build this business. Without you realizing it, these negative thoughts and this overthinking is going to fall off as you move forward and take action. And side note, in my experience, that is one of the only things that can help you to overcome that overthinking, is actually taking action. And again, without realizing it, those negative thoughts, that overthinking will fall off, but only if you take action. As a subscriber to this podcast or a listener to this podcast, I want to give you $30. How am I going to do that? Enter Rakuten. Rakuten is a platform where you can find deals of the week. And on here, it doesn't matter if you're looking for clothes, doesn't matter if you're looking for electronics, services, food, you can get cash back. $30 cash back, rather 30%, 20%, 4%. You can get Dyson, Yeti. I know a lot of us need to file our taxes. Those of us who are late, you can use Intuit TurboTax to file your taxes. Ancestry. There are deals upon deals on here. And here's how it's going to work. I refer you. You click the link in the description. You spend $30 on this platform. Guess what? We both get $30 back. Sounds like a win-win deal, doesn't it? Go ahead and click that link in the description and get yourself your $30. When we rely strictly on emotion, one day you might feel amazing. One day you might feel terrible. Emotions are unreliable. Systems are safe. Systems are stable. Emotions are unreliable. So if you rely just on motivation is important and vital. I always say that. But if you rely just on motivation, you're not going to feel motivated every day. You're going to need a system to help you to build your own motivation at some point, because it's got to be internal. So this system you've set up, we need to make sure we set up a system first of all, but we need to make sure we utilize this system, whatever it is, to help us stay focused on the goal and to stay focused on building this thing up, whatever it might be. Again, that health habit, that business, whatever you're going after, and stick to it. Because that system, and of course the why, the reason behind it, is what will help us to stay on task on the days we don't feel motivated. Make sure you do something to help you stay motivated, which is, again, that why, right? The reason behind it. But that system is what will help you to take action and stay dedicated, even on the days you do not feel motivated. The days where it's like, I don't want to get up out of bed right now. I know it's 5:30. I know I'm supposed to be getting up at 5:30 or 7 o'clock or whatever time you get up, but I do not feel motivated. I don't feel, again, emotions. Roll out of bed, get going. You know this is your system. You know this is what you're supposed to do. Get it done. And once you get it done, you'll feel better about it because you've stuck to your goal. And that is what builds that self-esteem. That is what builds that confidence. So for that system, you might need to time block again. You might need to, again, set your CEO hours or whatever hour to work on your business, your health, your exercise, whatever it might be for you. Set that time aside. You might need to set up some planning hours for the week so that you can know, okay, I got to block these hours in my schedule or move these meetings around so that every day, 12 o'clock, I can go to the gym where I can get some exercise. Every morning, 7 to 6 a.m., I can do X, Y, and Z, right? For me, some of the things that help me to stay on task and keep my mindset correct is, and again, I call it a system that I put in place, is the first 30 minutes of my day. And the first 30 minutes of my day, I get up, I pray, the whole 9 yards. One of the things I do is within that 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes, I'm not checking my phone. I'm not really tending to others or anything along those lines. I put on motivational, inspirational, powerful messages to get into my psyche, right? To get into my mind, to fill my subconscious, because they say garbage in, garbage out. I don't want to put in garbage. I don't want to give out garbage. So I'm making sure I feed my mind within that first 30 to 20 minutes of my day so that I can start the day right. So whatever little thing you can do to help you stay on task, to help you stay motivated, let's say, inspired, and to help challenge your negative thoughts to say, nope, Kadeem, we got to get this done today. We're moving. We got to get it done. Instead of allowing your emotions to take over and take control, set up that little micro routine for yourself to help you stay focused. I wrote a book for you, and it's called Wings of Abundance, your strategic guide to uplift and empower you to financial overflow. What this book talks about is, one thing I like to talk about is the financial map. There's 2 points on any map. One is where you are, and the next one is where you want to go. This book, this strategic guide, will help you to determine where you are and where you want to go, and will also help you to bridge the gap. We talk about money mindset. We talk about the application of all the information that you know about finances and all the information that's in this book for you. There's resources in the back of the book. There's bonus information in there. We talk about how to overcome debt, how to build wealth, generational wealth. There's so many different strategies in here that you can utilize for yourself to get you to where you want to be financially. So again, if this is something that sounds interesting to you or anybody you know, because it's written in a language that even teenagers could read it, go ahead and click that link in the description and get yourself a copy. I've said it a few times already throughout this episode, but in order to get that confidence back, what we need to do, the self-trust, self-esteem, self-confidence, all of these things grow when we keep the promises we make to ourselves. If you say you're going to get up at a certain time, get up at that time. Put all the things in place that you need to help you get up at that time. And one quick thing that'll help you to do that, roll out of bed as soon as your eyes open. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at the time. Don't look at anything like that. Roll out of bed. Don't let the thoughts set in. Oh, it's cold out there. I'm nice and cozy under my warm blanket. Don't let that thought set in. Roll out of bed and get up. Don't let the negative thoughts set in. Simply do it. Get it done. Because once you say you're going to do something to yourself and you get up and you do it, that is what builds self-esteem, self-trust, self-confidence. And that is oftentimes what we lack when we take a pause, when we take a break, and we now look back at that thing we took a break from to say, oh, can I really go and do that thing? I told everybody I was going to do it. I didn't do it because I took a pause. I better just leave it where it is. No, we get back on track if it's something you really want to do. If it's something that's good for you, your health, your family, your loved ones, get it done. Get back on track. How do we do that? Again, the MVT, go after those minimal things that you can do now to build up the momentum. A snowball doesn't start as a giant boulder of a snowball, let's say, right? Or the bottom of a snowman or snow person. It starts as a small snowflake. You put a bunch of snowflakes together, you get a snowball. You roll it with a bunch of other snow and it becomes the bottom of a snowman. And then you do the middle part and the top or whatever. But the point is, all these little things, these MVTs stack up, they add up to then you aiming every single day, every week to accomplishing that goal. Days add up to weeks, weeks add up to months, months add up to years, right? And of course, we can continue going. But the point is, if you tell yourself you're going to do something 3 times a week, you're going to do something 5 times a week, 7 times a week, get it done. But start small to help you to overcome the mental barriers that are in place, to build that momentum, that self-esteem, that self-confidence, and that self-trust. Because you took a pause from this thing, don't aim to catch up to where you feel like you should be or anything along those lines. No, just set yourself up for calibrated success, right? Calibrated success, meaning now, if this is where you're aiming to go, instead of going this way, you are now going on the right path. You're calibrated, right? Your compass is set. You know which direction you're heading, and continue to move in that direction, of course, step by step, because it is better to be consistently good than occasionally great. We focus on the occasional greatness we see online on social media, but consistency is what wins games. I'll put it that way, right? Think of the Spurs. Very simple. And I don't really want to use a sport analogy because I don't really watch sports, to be honest. I love playing sports, don't really watch them. But the Spurs, very, very simple game, right? Rebounds and layups. But at the end of the day, for those, let me just get back on track here. Whatever you do, make sure you are aiming to be consistently good as opposed to occasionally great. Because you aiming to be occasionally great, you're going to have a lot of bad days because nothing is being produced. Nothing is being shown to the world, let's say. No action is being taken towards your goal. You're not making any calls for follow-up. You're not making any calls for new clients. You're not building up this business. You're not going after your fitness goals. You're not really drinking the water. You're aiming to just go do a 5-hour workout as opposed to just working out 1 hour a day or 30 minutes a day. A 5-hour workout in a week doesn't do much for you. If you're consistently going 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, that'll do a lot more for you than a 5-hour workout in one day per week, because all that in between time is not helping you. So again, make sure you are aiming to be consistently good versus occasionally great. So if you're ready for a reset, figure out what that MVT is for you and drop it in the comments. Let us know that you've done it. Aim to accomplish that MVT today and over the next 2 days or 3 days, and do it consistently. And once you do, drop done in the comments so we can celebrate with you and we can build this community together. And I want to thank you for stopping by. Here's the thing. There's a good amount of you who have, rather a small percentage to be honest, who have liked the content, right? These videos, who have come back regularly, and you might comment, you might like it. And I don't know if any of you are sharing it. So I want to say, I appreciate all of you first and foremost for even stopping by the first time. But for all of you returning people who have either liked or commented, I really appreciate you. And I ask you to do one thing for me. Share this out with somebody, because you know somebody who could benefit from this. And I don't want to be that guy who comes on here asking for shares, asking for likes, and the whole 9 yards. The reason I'm saying this is because there's people who need these messages. There are people who are working a job. There are people who are also trying to start a business or thinking about starting a business. There are people who are overthinking, people who have been paused or taken a pause or a break in their life, and they're struggling to get back on track. That's who this message is for. Oftentimes I'm speaking to these people, but me speaking to them doesn't mean anything unless you share it with them, because they may not see it otherwise. So I thank you. I appreciate you for stopping by. Kadeem here, and I'll see you in the next one.